Today we're going to ask the question, why choose Muay Thai? Out of all the different martial arts, BJJ, karate, kung fu, you name it, why Muay Thai out of all of them? What makes it so special? The single biggest reason why I got into martial arts in the first place was self-defense. Now, I'm not saying Muay Thai is the best for self-defense out of all of the different martial arts. I'm not saying that at all. But for me, it had the widest range of techniques. You've got punching, kicking, knees, elbows, and clinch work with sweeps and dumps and all that sort of thing. You have all of the different distances of the stand-up game in fighting covered. That's probably the biggest reason why I chose Muay Thai out of all of them. My logic in thinking this was that every fight starts standing up, so I wanted to have a good basis of this. And then later on down the road, I would eventually learn how to grapple if the fight eventually got to the ground. I also chose Muay Thai simply because there was a gym close by, really close by, 15 minutes down the road. I mean, if you don't live in a city or in a well-built area, you're not going to have many options, so you have to take that into consideration. Is it really worth me going to a Muay Thai gym that's an hour away instead of doing jiu-jitsu and it's 10 minutes away? You know, you got to weigh these things up. Another great thing about Muay Thai is that they're constantly sparring, which pressure tests these techniques. So in a lot of traditional martial arts, if you've ever been brought up in traditional martial arts like kung fu, certain types of karate places, they don't spar all that often. So it's hard to really know if these things you're doing really work. Of course, you've got great karate practitioners and kung fu practitioners, they even fight in the UFC. But if you spar on a regular basis, then there's no room for bullshit. It's all legit. You know it's legit because you're doing it. Eventually, down the line of me researching about Muay Thai, there were two names that would pop up: Sanchai and Borkao. Those two guys are absolute killers. When I started watching Muay Thai fights, I would always look for Sanchai and Borkao fights. Those two guys, their technique was just flawless, and they would just dominate their opponent in the ring. It was a sight to behold. It was beautiful, and they really inspired me to be like them and fight in Muay Thai. And I just liked the way Muay Thai looked, the way they throw their roundhouse kicks, the elbows, the way they bounce. It just appeals to me. I like the way it looks. And then just the history of it. For thousands of years, people had trained in Muay Thai. I just love how it truly is an ancient martial art. Like, it is thousands of years old. And then researching and learning more about it just absolutely fascinated me, and I knew this was the one for me, the martial art for me. Okay guys, so the point in this video wasn't to go on about how good Muay Thai is, or I think Muay Thai is so much better than all this and blah blah blah. No. This video was to just sort of give you an idea of what you would expect from training Muay Thai, the tools it gives you. For me, Muay Thai has just given me so much confidence to protect myself, and that alone is the best thing ever in training any martial art. If you were thinking about starting Muay Thai and you were still a bit unsure and you didn't want to commit to it right away, hopefully you watch this video and you start training Muay Thai, because it is fun, my friends. It is so fun. Please like and subscribe. I've only just started this YouTube channel. Be nice to me. Watch my previous videos. They're okay. I'm getting better. I'm slowly getting better. You know, this is a process, but yeah. Until the next one.